Hi, I'm Ruth.
And I'm Michael. We're coming to you from Glendale, Arizona, introducing a dream real estate team, Bud and Kristin Gragg.
So what's one of the things that made your transaction different or interesting?
What made our transaction interesting is we actually called you, Bud, from England.
Correct.
So we're
8 hours difference, right?
Yes, 8 hours ahead of you.
Right.
So
I was always calling you in the middle of the night accidentally.
but we were making a big transaction and we didn't care.
Right.
So we wanted to make a nice transition for the family coming from England to home. So, and we put our trust in you.
And how did you do that exactly? How did you choose your house?
I guess I'll start with how did we choose you?
Okay.
And we'll go back to 2015 when we actually moved from the Ahwatukee area in
Right.
Arizona and moved to England.
Right.
So we moved to England and we knew we were moving, so we ended up enlisting your lovely wife, Kristin,
Correct.
and she helped us sell our Ahwatukee house.
Right.
And she did a fabulous job, and we met you throughout the process.
Right.
And so it was really a no-brainer when it was time to try to purchase something from overseas back here in the States that we would want to work with someone that we were familiar with and knew their professionalism, and we were happy to work with you again.
Great. So there was trust there already from working with Kristin and myself on the sell when you moved to England.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Which was very important because you were not able to come here to look for houses.
Right.
It was not financially feasible to do that, correct.
So how did we do that?
Well, you did one heck of a video for not just this house, but I think 2 others.
Right.
And this one you couldn't say enough about. And it was the stories later when we were talking to you on the phone, on speakerphone, and Kristin in the background was asking you if you were going to move again. Because you kept going on and on about this house.
Like Kristin and I were going to buy the house.
Yes.
I would never do that to you. I'd give you first option, for sure.
I know.
First right
And I
away.
think that you told her that we had decided to go with it, so you guys got to stay put. But no, it was, the technology was amazing.
Yeah.
And on the ones when the time zone worked, we were able to essentially walk through those houses with you virtually.
Right.
So it was really neat. We could sit on the couch and log in, and you would walk through the house and point things out to us, and we were able to talk to you and say, hey, wait a minute, can you go back and look at that?
Right.
And then on other
Yeah.
cases when the time didn't work and we did the YouTube video, then that was pretty cool too, especially since that's the house we picked and we could show our friends the YouTube videos later.
So how did you guys feel coming to close escrow on your house in America without seeing it beforehand?
Nervous.
Yeah.
Very nervous.
Yeah.
You make the most expensive purchase of essentially your life,
Right.
sight unseen, and Ruth came back before I did, so she had complete power of attorney, so she was signing for me.
Correct.
So I really didn't see it until after we had closed.
Right. I actually did get to actually see the house and walk through it before I totally signed the paperwork, but it would have been pretty tough to not at that point anyway.
Absolutely.
But
You would have wrung my neck.
but we love the house, and you did a fabulous job.
Excellent.
So we're very happy.
Yes.
Okay, so you just moved in, you just closed escrow on your new home, and you're
Yes.
excited.
Yes.
And lo and behold, something bad had to happen. What was it?
The hot water tank failed.
Wow.
So, like I said, it was a week after we had closed.
Yeah.
I'm still in England, so Ruth is here getting things ready to move in, and she walks into water. Make kind of a long story short, she called you because we didn't even have warranty paperwork yet.
Right.
She got that.
Mhm.
The warranty technician came out here, looked at the hot water tank, said, well, okay, I'll go back and see what happens. From there,
From there, I mean, he had taken pictures of the tank because he needed all the tag information and things like that. And so I got a call the next day saying, well, it turns out that your tank's under warranty from the manufacturer of the tank, so we don't cover it. What do you mean you don't cover it? And they said, oh, we don't do anything. You'll have to call somebody that carries that line of tank and get them to replace it. I'm like, so what about the installation costs? Oh, we don't cover that. So I was a little perplexed, a little frustrated, and a little stressed. Not the type of thing that I was typically used to handling. So I called you again, which I appreciate you being there.
And I answered my phone, right?
Yes, you did. You answered
Go
your phone,
figure.
and I talked to you about it, and you said, really? Hold on. I will call you back. So I wasn't sure what was going on, but it turns out that you had called your contact at the warranty company, and next thing you know, I get a call from the warranty company saying that miraculously they had changed their mind and they were going to cover it, and they did. So thank you.
New water heater.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good.
So
Suffice to say, I was there after the fact.
yes,
Right? So that's
yes.
a
This
yeah.
was after. I mean, we had closed on the house. We were
Yeah.
working on moving in, and I really appreciate it.
one less thing to worry about.
Yes, the extra service that you
You bet.
provide in that is amazing.
You bet. You guys told me a story about a rental property you sold right around the same, or before you bought this property, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, tell me about that.
We had moved from the South Phoenix area into Ahwatukee, but due to the market and stuff like that, we were actually going to be underwater with that house, so we decided to turn it into a rental property. And I had a property manager after our first renters caused a lot of havoc with us.
Right.
And I promised him many years prior to that, hey, when we go to sell this place, I will give you the opportunity to be our real estate agent for that. Turns out we took a big hit on something that probably we shouldn't have. I think we did a $10,000 concessions.
Repair credit.
It was actually written in there in some sort of a concession.
Okay.
And then the house didn't appraise for what we originally sold the contract for. So it cost us roughly about $25,000 to sell this house. Whereas I think somebody with a little bit more experience probably would not have allowed us to get involved with something like that. And I know you had questions on the pictures originally.
Well, it just required, when we sold our house with Kristin in Ahwatukee, the pictures were just absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
And I know that in this digital world, how important pictures are. I mean, obviously I was searching houses from overseas, and I knew I wouldn't ask you to go look at one that I didn't like the pictures of.
Sure.
So when I looked at other pictures, I was very concerned of what type of quality pictures we would get of our house. So that was just another aspect of something we really appreciated with your service.
So suffice to say, realtors shouldn't take pictures of homes they're marketing with their
Cell phone?
Cell phone?
5-year-old cell phone,
Probably not.
Correct.
Oh.
No.
unless they're a trained I don't know. You know, they could be a photographer, right? But,
Right. I mean, cell phones are certainly advancing these days, but I don't think you get the quality of pictures and the depth and the beauty that comes across in the pictures that were there for our Ahwatukee house. Those
Right.
were amazing.
right. Yeah. Okay. So Dream Team International knows what it takes to get your home sold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Would you ever consider using any other real estate professionals other than Bud and Kristin Gragg at Dream Team International?
No.
Not as long as we're in the Phoenix area.
Well, I can refer you to someone in England too if you don't want to go back there.